Hey YouTubers, so it is day 12 of the build, and I didn't get to work on it yesterday because I had prior obligations. You know, there were things that were a little bit more important. Primarily, two of my friends got married, so that was the second awesome wedding I've been to in a week. But so they got married, so I was at that, you know, for the ceremony and stuff, and then I had to come home and I had other work to do. So I worked all through the night. I haven't gone to sleep yet. Just want to let you know that I probably won't finish the truck by the time I leave. I leave in about 30-something hours. But, you know, I'm going to crack out as much as I can. Eddie said he's going to stop by again today. So hopefully he comes in after work and we can work into the night on this thing. I don't know, you know, I'll probably buy him dinner. And, you know, try to get as much of this done as I can. It's super hot. It's super humid today. It's extremely muggy and sticky, and it feels more like I'm in South Florida than you know, in Chicago. But then again, Chicago summers are exactly that. So that's what it's like today. And hot, you know, humid, nasty weather leads to rust. And that's what ended up happening. I ended up getting some surface rust on stuff that wasn't touched up. I ground this down, or I don't even know why I have that. Like, oh, I guess when I welded it, I forgot to do it afterwards. But it's rust. That's weird. Okay, so I need to take care of that, you know, because I just took all that effort to get rid of the rust, and then all of a sudden, you know, within one day, it's already all back. So if you don't prep your metal, this is what happens. And it was late at night, and my welder, like, you know, ran out of wire, and so I just called it a night. Shouldn't have done that. Should have just took the extra time and started working on this thing. I can't stress enough how important safety is. I don't have OSHA breathing down my neck since I'm at home just doing this by myself, but I've gone relatively, you know, injury-free throughout this entire experience because I was, you know, pretty safe with what I was doing. However, always give metal adequate time to cool down before you decide to touch it. And I unfortunately didn't take my own advice. And that's what you get when you touch metal that you've just been grinding with a flap disc. So those ceramic discs get extremely hot. You know, had I used a metal grinder, I don't think, you know, they don't get this hot. But with the flap disc, good lord, look at that. So I have to leave really early Wednesday morning. So it's already 6 p.m. on Monday. So whatever I don't, you know, it's gonna get dark probably within the next 2.5 hours. So what I did is I ended up having to sand all that and get it cleaned up, and then I hit it with a fast etch again, and then the prep, and now I'm gonna apply this to it and give that time to soak in and cure. And then what I'm gonna do after that, I'm gonna then hit it up like these ones here. I applied some black paint, and again, it's just rust reformer. I mean, everything I'm putting on this truck is, you know, somehow related to rust or stopping rust or preventing rust, just because there's just so much of it. So you can see this is all welded in, and I repaired this, so I'm in the process of repairing it anyway. So I put in another patch here. The patch is going to fold in like that. I have to grind this down, you know, and then I'll make another patch here. So it's a series of patches. I'd rather not do it that way, but it saves me because I'm using scrap, you know. I mean, I still have a lot of sheet metal left, but I still have to do my rocker panels, and who knows, you know, there could be other surprises. So I want to make sure that I conserve it. So here's something kind of cool. I was digging around in the garage, and I found this little can, this coffee can, and all the bolts and screws in here. These are actually from my old 280 GE. So when I did the restoration of that truck, these are all pieces that were removed from it, and then it was taken in for paint and, you know, priming and paint and everything. And then I guess they were never put back on. So I don't even know where, you know, some of these look familiar because I took them off of this truck, which is good because I actually lost some of these on this build. So this is, I know this is from the, that's from the front of the truck, I believe. So that's from the front fender. So, or maybe that is. I don't know. I'll have to look and see what I have. But it's kind of good because these are actually, some of these are actually in better shape than the ones that I have on it currently. So that's nice. I got miscellaneous bolts and things from you know, my other 1982 ADG. And what's this? Ooh. I also have a 10-year-old piece of gum. And it's still soft. That's bizarre. Okay, so here's the basic patch panel that I'm going to put in, and then I'm just going to tack it in maybe 1 or 2 spots, and then I'm going to use the hammer to negotiate it into place so it fits completely flush. And then once that's done and shaped correctly, then I'm just going to add in a bunch of other tacks until it's completely welded in. So I'm going to weld in this thing tonight, the rear sill. I'm going to try to patch it, complete it, you know, out here now. But to be honest with you, like, the mosquitoes are killing me right now. So what I'm going to do is, I think after I'm done this, I still have to weld in the seam on the bottom over here. And then one little hole right here I have to weld in. No, I don't know if that was supposed to be there. I don't think so. And then on the other side. So it's kind of like the same thing on both sides, only this side was a little bit more extreme, which is kind of funny because that side is the one with the spare tire carrier. So you would imagine that more stuff would have got stuck to that side just because, you know, usually the spare tire carriers are rotted out. And over here, you know, I'm extremely surprised that this thing is still in its place. You know, it's solid, and the metal around here is pretty solid. Only once you get over here is where you start getting into trouble. So I'll probably cut this out and weld in a new patch there. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to complete this, you know, try to probably complete this tonight, this part right here. But to be honest with you, it's super muggy out, and it's just that all the mosquitoes, like, it rained earlier today, and all the mosquitoes are out right now. They're like all like swarming me, and you know, I've had enough. So I think I'm just gonna start making templates of all the other sheet metal. Like, I'm seriously getting chewed up. I'm gonna make templates of all the areas, and then after that, just work in the garage, I think, all night, just making patch panels. And that way, tomorrow I can just, you know, tack them all into place and then weld them, and then hopefully they'll all be